of a cow's eye. I'm only going to dissect one of them, so the other one I'm going to leave intact. So cow's eye. Let's go over what's on there one by one.
Cornea.
Cornea. What is the cornea? Outside of what? The eye. Is this part cornea? Okay. So we're talking about right here, the outer surface. Is it normally clear or opaque? It's normally clear. This one's been dead for a while, so it got clouded over. What's next?
Sclera.
Sclera. What is sclera?
The first layer.
The outermost layer. I thought she was going to say the outer layer again. So the white area right here is the sclera. If I'm able to cut into it like I did there, and those of you guys who are close want to be careful because they might squirt a bit. Let me go ahead. Because the insides, or what do they say? Insides are under pressure. So I don't have the proper tools in here, but this will work. I got scissors there. If you guys are recording, you guys can pause until I get in. It's juicy. It is juicy. You're hearing the squishing?
Yeah.
I'm in. Okay. This is a thick sucker. So most of what I'm holding, my left fingers are holding, is just really fat. That's really around the eye. And this is a real dull scissors. Actually cut this way. Yeah, this is real dull. Okay. So I'm tearing open this black thing in the center. Let me pull out a bit. The black thing in the center, I'm tearing it off, but it's still an enclosed sac. This black thing in the center is a retina. On the outside here is the choroid, the middle layer, and on the outside, this white portion right here, this portion right here that I've separated away from the connective tissue and the fat is the outermost layer, which is the choroid's the middle. What's outer surface?
Sclera.
Sclera, very good. So this black surface on the inside is the innermost layer, which is called the what? Retina. And I have made a nick over here inside the retina. And I think it'd be easier. Let me just go through the list instead of just, no, you tell me on the list. What's next? We want your voice in the recording too.
Optic nerve.
Optic nerve. Optic nerve, you're looking for a little tube that extends out. If this is sealed shut, I see a little hole right here. And this hole is a hole around the sclera. So I believe the optic nerve would be inside, and actually I see it right there. Optic nerve, right there. Oh, right between my thumbs. Yeah, I'll turn it over. I'll rotate it. So you can see it's something sticking out. That's your optic nerve for this particular eye. If you look closely, you can see a little hole in the center, almost like the central canal. And in your pictures, you'll know that there are some arteries and some veins that go inside that innermost hole. So I would call that the optic nerve right by my right thumb. What's next on the list?
Choroid coat.
Choroid coat. What's choroid?
Middle layer.
Middle layer. So I'd just say it's the middle layer. What's next?
Retina.
Retina. Retina on the outside. So you remember that I had cut and separated the retina from the sclera. On the outside, it's black, like that. But when you go inside, it is iridescent, like that. So this is the retina's innermost layer. You can see me moving around that innermost layer. That's the retina that's being moved around. What's next on the list?
Lens.
Lens. Lens is right there. That ball would be a lens. It clouds over. It's normally clear. It clouds over when it doesn't have blood flow. What's next?
Ciliary body.
Ciliary body. can see it right here. All these little bumps are ciliary bodies. They play a role in closing the iris. So it includes muscle. Ciliary body, yes, it includes muscle and includes fibers that go to the lens. Sorry, so I misspoke. The ciliary body controls the lens, the size of the lens. What's next?
Pupil.
Pupil, that's a hole. You can see it right there. That white that's right there is the cornea that's on the outside. So what you see here is just a little opening right there. So that opening would be the pupil. What's next?
Vitreous humor.
Vitreous humor. There are two sacs inside the eyeball that contain liquid. The front sac between the cornea and the lens, you would have something called aqueous humor. It's very liquidy. Behind that, you have vitreous humor, and you can almost see it. It's a little bit of a gel. This is dyed. But the area behind the lens, between the lens and the back of the eyeball, is filled with a liquid called vitreous humor. What's next?
Iris.
Iris. What is the iris?
Color.
The color part of the eye. So what just fell out is the lens with the vitreous humor. So the color part of the eye, you can't really see it here very well. I don't know if the cow's eyes really have. Hey, you can actually see my finger through there. So see my finger through the iris through there. But it would be around the cornea. I think this black part. But in our eyes, it's, as you said, it's what has color. What's next?
That's it.
That's it. Are you sure?
For the eye.
Okay.
Cow?
For the cow's eye.
Yes.
Do you guys have any questions?